Hello everyone, we are back again. In this series of Leaning into Network, we are meeting people who are working in environment and sustainability sector. I am Madhavi, founder of Jivisha and course-coordinator for Oracle Ankini's Ecofeminism Fellowship. Today we have with us Arbadeep, who is a fellow of Green Hub Fellowship. Green Hub is a youth and community-based fellowship in Northeast, where they are trying to document the biodiversity of people, wildlife, and environment by involving community there. Hello, Arvideep, welcome.
Hi.
First question is what is nature for you, and how would you describe Mother Earth?
Wow, that's quite a broad question because sometimes it becomes very difficult. How will you define nature now to you? I mean, to yourself. I mean, so for me, nature means a lot. I mean, I owe so much to nature. Nature has always been my biggest source of inspiration, and nature has been a constant source of healing. Uh, in this lifetime. So for me, nature is the ultimate teacher and the ultimate reason of our existence. Yeah.
And when and how did you feel this connect with nature?
Um, so I feel, personal level, the connect was there from the very beginning. I mean, because I feel that I'm blessed enough to be in a family that has always inculcated this, idea of living in harmony with nature. And I don't know, the biggest credit for that I would like to give to my grandmas from both the sides, because whenever I'm in Guwahati or even in my birthplace, that is Gauripur, Thubri, which is also a beautiful place, surrounded by hillocks and rivers. So the love for nature and the connection with nature and for the environment at large was there from the very childhood. And I was also blessed to be to be with people from a very young age who actually took me to the forest, gave me that first hand experience of getting into the river, or watching the sun go down. So I feel blessed to be in that sort of an environment from a very young age. So I think the connection started from the very beginning of this journey of life, I believe.
And talking about the fellowship, how did you get from where did you come to know about Green Hub Fellowship, and how did you join? How did that journey start?
Mm, so somehow I'm a strong believer of universe, the whole idea of universe, and how universe conspires in some way or the other, or how how your thoughts also manifest that universe. So I think that's how Green Hub happened. So after my masters, I was basically doing nothing. I was doing just I was doing my music, and at the same time I was working with one of the oldest film societies in Northeast, that is Guwahati Film Club or Guwahati Film Society. So I was working with them, and interestingly, every year we have this festival, film festival. So on the last day of our festival, when we were we were arranging our stuffs, uh, then suddenly I saw that in the auditorium where we were projecting the films, there was this poster of Green Hub. Somebody put it there, and that's how it all started. So I was also trying to, at that point of time, I was also having some of my own issues with the fact of whole myself being in the city, and all this hustle and bustle was taking a toll on me. And suddenly I saw this there's this fellowship where you'll be taught about filmmaking, which I always wanted to do. And at the same time, this process will also give you a chance to be in forest and with nature. So that's how the whole journey of Green Hub started.
What is the basic structure of this fellowship?
Green Hub is a very interesting initiative, like you already mentioned. So each year, Green Hub selects 20 individuals from Northeast and then train them in filmmaking for 2.5 months, which includes photography, videography, editing, storytelling, and then we also have hopefully from the new batch we'll also be having audiography as a part of the curriculum. So this is the basic structure of the first 2.5 months, where you are trained and nurtured in the whole process of filmmaking, and then for the next 9 months you are assigned to different organizations. I was working with Ashoka Trust for Research in Ecology and Environment, A3, and similarly there are other organizations like WWF, NCF, and Green Hub also works with very closely with forest guards, and there are other community conservation societies and villages. So this is how the whole structure functions primarily.
Okay. So when you say like first 2.5 months you are trained and then it is like you go and work. So when you work with Ashoka, A3,
Mm-hmm.
on what did you work? What was your project during your internship?
So again, this whole so like you asked, in the very first question, that how do you what is nature for you? So I must also say that the definition of nature kept on changing with time. So because my experience with nature also kept on changing, and so while I was working with Ashoka Trust for Research in, Ashoka Trust as A3, I got this opportunity to be with their team that was working in Manas National Park, which is also a biosphere reserve, and it is also a World Heritage Site, and it's an amazing, what to say, ecosystem which everyone must visit, including you. If you get chance to visit Assam, do visit Manas National Park. So I was primarily making documentaries on their work on sustainable livelihood, and also how they were helping the fringe villagers, in mitigating human wildlife conflict in that landscape. So this is the primary work that they were doing. So along with it, they also had some ideas of of ecotourism, and then since they were working closely with forest department, so I did few films on how the forest management is functioning there, or there are some topics of invasive species also. So this is how I was primarily working with A3. A3 also gave me an opportunity because A3 uh, is also is expanded across India, but the team that I was working with was primarily looking after the Eastern Himalayan region. So I also got an opportunity to do a film on their canopy training program in Darjeeling, where they were taught how to get into the canopies and study the ecosystem in the canopy. So it was a great experience. So yeah, so primarily the Eastern Himalayan region we were covering in our work.
Wow, it sounds wonderful,
Yeah.
and I like Northeast is on my list since a very long time. So I
Oh yeah, please do
always
come, do
want.
come. And do
Oh,
visit Green Hub, and I'm
yeah,
sure you'll love the environment and vibe there too.
yeah. Thank you. What were your highlights during the fellowship?
Mm, so the whole idea of fellowship itself was so interesting, when where you get this on-hand opportunity to meet some of your idols, you know getting an opportunity to be under the same roof with people like Rita Banerjee ma'am, who has done so much of work, a Green Oscar winner herself. Then meeting people like Praveen Singh ji, Akanksha Sood ma'am, then meeting people like Sudeep Alman sir, then Tenzing sir. So the whole idea of this what to say, I mean, getting this platform where you get to meet your role models, and then understanding their philosophies and wisdom, and how you can make that a part of your life is itself is so amazing. And so I would definitely consider that as one of my as the highlights of this journey, and this journey is still continuing, I must say. And another interesting thing that happened there is, again, like I said, that I am a big believer of universe. So while I was working while I was studying my mass communication, so then I really used to love the work of Filmkar and Nitin Das sir. And I always used to thought ki even in my what to say, all the assignments that I used to get in the video production course, I always used to I would say imitate the kind of work that Nitin Das sir used to, or that Nitin sir do in his filmmaking. So when during our editing class, we saw him as one of the mentors. You felt, I mean, it was something so surreal, that someone who you have been, following or admiring all these years is suddenly is one of your mentors. And so yeah, that is one of my biggest highlights, I would say. And there's one more thing that I would like to consider here, is that Green Hub also changed my way of looking into stories. There was a very amazing class by Black Ticket Films, Shushmit sir and Rintu Vam. So they really change our perspective of how to look into a story, in the lateral way. And the third highlight, I would say, is that I believe in this. Have you read this book by Herman Hesse called Siddhartha?
No.
So it's a very interesting book. So that book talks about a character called the Riverman, and I feel that Green Hub has been one of the reason that helped me meet some of the rivermen in my life, who actually shaped my way of life. And so there's this interesting book called Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, and this book is basically about this guy named Siddhartha, who was also who was in that novel is contemporary to Lord Buddha, and his journey to self awakening. So that book is all about that, and in that process, or in that journey of Siddhartha, he finds this man called Riverman, who actually helps him into finding the delicate intricacies of life in a very simple and subtle way, without getting too deep into the philosophical part or anything. He just so that the simplicity in understanding yourself. So a Green Hub in that way has actually helped me in meeting some of my rivermen, rivermen, and I'll always be in debt to Green Hub for that, because all these rivermen whom I met through Green Hub has actually changed my perception towards life. How I see life now is very different from how I used to look into life earlier. So uh, I mean, I'll always be, grateful to Green Hub for that.
Very the whole analogy is very beautiful. Like people, like it talks about community and how we grow together as community. So, yeah.
Mm.
Did you face any challenges while you were doing this fellowship? Any personal challenges or challenges while working with people?
Um, Challenges. I don't know how to define challenges in life. For me, the biggest challenge that one face in life, I feel, is the challenge of improving every time, and the challenge of fact that how you keep yourself motivated and inspired. And with Green Hub, I don't think. Well, with this fellowship, I never had that sort of challenge as such, but rather I had this beautiful opportunity of meeting new people, like you said, meeting new communities for the first time, and that was indeed a blessing, I would say, rather than challenge. Where you get to stay in an area so close to the forest, where you meet new cultural, what to say, you meet new people, understand the new culture, and then be a part of that. So I think, I mean, the only challenge uh, that I might uh, have came across during the fellowship would be to balance the musician part of myself at some point of time, because even then we had a band. So how to keep that balance, because when you are part of this fellowship, you're giving a commitment of at least a year. So that's the only kind of thing, but I think that also helped me in understanding the whole idea of balancing, you know how to balance and how to at some point of time let go a few things to you know to make way for something new or other. And then again, at some point of time, how you converge those two roads, and then again find a new road out of it. So yeah, I think it has been a blessing throughout.
So this whole journey, you mentioned many times that the like your new perspective which you gained because of the fellowship and so many
Mm.
things you learned. Can you?
Mm.
I know it will be difficult, but can you like define how you were changed after the fellowship? Like what changes you observed in yourself before and after the fellowship?
Mm. Well, I think nature. Green Hub has actually given me a reason to be in a close to live in in a very close proximity with nature, because like I said, no, the perspective kept on changing. Earlier, uh, maybe the nature was more bookish for me, where I used to romanticize nature and forest. But when I get into Green Hub and stayed in those forests, then I also understand some other dynamics that are also attached with it. No, because that every time things are not that beautiful that we feel from outside. Once you get in, then only you realize few things. So that is one thing that I realized, that there are other dynamics that are also involved in this whole idea of forest department, say, yeah, where the relationship between communities and forest. so the dynamics there. So these are certain things that I didn't know earlier. So that is something that I realized in this journey, and still trying to find out, because these things are very open-ended. And like nature is also, no, there is no perfect thing in nature, and that's the beauty and that's the uniqueness of nature. So even for every question, there is no perfect answers. And so that is something that I realized out of nature. And also being so living so close with nature also, you know, uh, helps you understand the true meaning of humility and true meaning of you know how to say, respecting your environment. Because or else what has happened in today's time, if you see, with the whole idea of modernity and urbanization, our world has actually shrinked into, cubes, cubicles. So when you stay close to nature, you actually realize that the world or the environment we live in, or the ecosystem we are part of, is so large. So when you start acknowledging that fact, I think it also gives you a sense of responsibility towards nature and forest. And I think in this journey with Green Hub, I had the humble opportunity to realize that. And one of my mentors, who is also who's one of the co-founders of Healing Forests, along with Nitin Das sir, Sunil sir, he says that nature, actually uh, helps you understand the true meaning of giving, you know, and how you can become more selfless. So there is self, but the proportion of self is less. So this is what I also realized in this journey with Green Hub. And yeah, idea of selfless, and at some point of time letting go. And also there's a beautiful word in Persian called fana. So the whole idea of getting dissolved in this oneness is something that I think realized through this fellowship, and the people I came across through this fellowship.
So now, yeah, as you said, the nature is selfless, but we are not. We are like the things that we do. We, as in, I'm talking about everyone. So when
Mhm.
things don't, like when we can see something is going wrong, even personally or professionally, or like let's talk about everything, climate crisis, everything.
Mhm.
Things are
Mhm.
overwhelming, and
Mhm.
sometimes it is too much. So what do you do when you get overwhelmed by such feelings? Or what is your self care routine? How do you take care of yourself?
I mean, self will always be there, I think, no matter what you do. I mean, ultimately, unless you reach that ultimate state where you can actually let go everything, there will always be self. And I think self also motivates you towards your goal in some way or the other. And so for me, to keep myself calm, or to be in some set of, I mean, to make some sense, is to do meditation. Meditation has really helped me. uh, and like I said, being in nature itself is such a healing um, healing process. Because no matter what, being humans, we also have this tendency of judging others, and also have this thing ki somebody will be judging us. So that thought always comes into the mind, being humans, which is something that you also cannot deny. But when you are in nature, you you always have this feeling that at least there's some point where you are not judged for anything. And that itself is a very healing and calming, process. And so I really take refuge of nature and meditation. So both things really help me calm down every time I'm doing it or being in it.
Thank you so much. This was very interesting and quite insightful talk. Just before signing off, what would you like to tell to our viewers? Anything like what it can be anything. What you would like to tell youth of today, people who don't have not been able to spend much time in nature or have lost that connect with nature. What should they do? Where should they start?
Um, uh, so there's a beautiful thing, Um, I mean, what do I say to the youth? I think youth are very powerful, and youth holds the future. And but the fact that us being humans, we have this power of imagination and reimagining. So it is in our hand how we would like to see that pale blue dot, like Carl Sagan says, no? Ki, at least to human understanding, Earth is the only place where there is life, where life exists. So how we can nurture that pale blue dot, or the pale dot? So it is in our hand how we nurture our thoughts, and in that process, how we help nature heal, and also let nature heal us. So it has to be a two-way communication. To have a meaningful communication. So I mean, once we start acknowledging that fact, I think uh, we can have a more meaningful understanding of life, and we can meaningfully contribute to the society and nature at large. But also like to end with this beautiful, since we are talking about nature here. So we are lucky to have a constitution which is very strong, and which at many times makes some very important sense. So uh, if you go to Article 51 AG of Indian Constitution, so the Constitution says that that part of Constitution says that uh, it shall be the fundamental duty of every citizen, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for every living creature. So that's such a beautiful thought that is there in our Indian Constitution. So if we follow it, not just us, but also the ones who are in the authority, if all of us can, acknowledge our Constitution, which says such, you know, meaningful thoughts. So I think definitely the world will be a better place to live.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Pleasure all
Thank you
mine.
everyone. This was my last video from this series. From next week onwards, we will have again Dr. Sneha taking over. It was very useful for me, this platform. I have learned a lot from like taking these videos, and I'm grateful to Dr. Sneha for the opportunity. Signing off. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.